She was cared for. She was my mother's caretaker.
The family of Yola Lubrin says she was a happy-go-lucky woman with a great sense of humor. They say she would have turned 31 years old this month, but she'll never see another birthday. Her life ended in a way her family describes as a mystery that needs to be solved.
On September 28th, 2023, Thursday, at approximately 7 a.m. in the morning, the partially nude body of 30-year-old Yola Lubrin was found from a tree in the back of a home in Orlando, Florida.
The Orange County Medical Examiner tells WESH 2 the cause of Lubrin's death is still under investigation, but Orlando Police Department believes the cause was. In a statement, OPD said in part, while all investigations are predicated upon the existence of trauma to the body in order to determine a criminal act, our investigation has thus far not revealed any physical injuries other than the ligature marks on the neck caused by the hang.
Because my sister, Yola Ruth Lubrin, did not commit.
Lubrin's older sister was joined by two community activists Wednesday morning as she talked about her family's loss.
She's not a case number, but she's a person that tragically lost her life.
OPD says that there's documented history of mental illness, witness statements, and cell phone communications from Lubrin that showed signs of. Lubrin's body was found in the backyard of a home near West Livingston Street and North Westmoreland Drive. Her family says as far as they know, she had no connection to that neighborhood.
That she didn't put herself there, someone had to have put her there. Investigate all individuals who lived or occupied the home of where Mrs. Lubrin's body was found.
In Orlando, Sanaga Brigadis, WESH 2 News.
All right, the individuals that you just saw talking in the video is the sister of 30-year-old Yola Lubrin of Orlando and a community activist who was advocating on behalf of the family. Miss Lubrin, as you heard, was found on September the 28th, 2023, last year, in somebody's yard, hanging from a tree. And of course, just like you, without somebody sending me this case, I would have had no foreknowledge of this incident. There are a few news articles online, a few Facebook posts and Instagram posts, and also I think Ben Crump posted that clip that you saw on his website. But Miss Lubrin's death, Yola, or Yo-Yo as they called her, is very similar to what we have seen in the case of Javion McGee. Now, in this instance, police were called in the morning at about 7:22 with a report of an unattended death. And then they get there and they find Miss Yola partially clothed. According to the family, she had some, her shirt was pulled down, so she was exposed. Partially clothed, hanging from a tree. And in the position of the body, according to her sister, Naomi, what you heard, the position of the body was, her feet was touching the ground. And she said that, her hands were such that she could just reach up and touch the house. So evidently the tree was close to the house. Mind you, that's how our brother Javion was found, sitting on the ground. And so this leads the family to believe that she was put there. Nevertheless, just in the case of Javion, there was a quick investigation. And on October the 3rd, police of the Orlando Police Department, and this did happen in Orlando if I didn't mention, quickly ruled her demise as self-inflicted. And the sister said that she drove from Fort Lauderdale, which was 3 hours away. And by the time she got there, about 10 or 11 o'clock, police had already packed up and moved along. And as we have seen in the case of Javion, the family tells the article that they have been stonewalled by the police and the detectives. They said getting in touch with the detectives is almost impossible. There have been several meetings that have been set up and been canceled at the last minute. And so I cannot help but to think of the family of Javion McGee when I'm talking about this case as well. The police once again quickly ruled it as self-inflicted. Now, this is what the police officer said in regards to her demise. "We are concerned that there is false information being spread on social media regarding an incident involving a deceased individual. While all death investigations are predicated upon the existence of trauma to the body in order to determine a criminal act, our investigation has thus not far revealed any physical injuries other than the ligature marks on the neck caused by hanging." Now, does that sound familiar? You remember when Javion was found and Sheriff Brain instantly talked about social media and trying to discredit people who were sharing information on social media? And what did Sheriff Brain say? Well, there's no cause of, there was not a lynching, there was no injury to the body, the only marks, once again, if you listen to our phone call, was the ligature marks around his neck. That is so familiar when these people all around the nation continuously give that same narrative. Now, also, which is a very common tactic of these investigators, they are pointing to mental health issues, substance abuse, and self-unalivement. Now, this department also says, well, there's text messages and phone records, and she has a history of mental illness, and there's text messages that believe that she was going through some things, right? But this could be further from the truth, according to her family. Now, Yola was 30 years old, and she was the primary caretaker for her disabled mother. But in about 2 weeks, because she was celebrating her birthday, if I'm not mistaken, on October the 13th, so she had about 2 weeks till her birthday, and she was also excited about moving down with her sister because she had just gotten her a new job. She had been boggled down with her mother. She, had been taking care of her mother, but now it was time for her to pursue her dreams. Sort of like Javion. Javion was just getting into the trucking business. He was on the way down to see family, and he was unalive. Now, the family once again believed that she was unalive because of several reasons. Now, one person took a video, like the guys who found her, they were leaving out for work, and when they left out for work, they took some videos of her body, hanging on the tree. Now, they also took some videos of her vehicle. Now, her vehicle had the windshield smashed, had the door smashed, and also things were strewn about her car. All of the doors were open, right? All of the doors were open on her car, and police never searched the car, and they never searched the home that she was found in back of. Now, the guys who took the video stayed in an efficiency apartment on the back side of the home. But none of these homes were searched. None of the cars were searched. Also, police, soon as they found her, they immediately cut the body down and said they tried to give life-saving measures. And once again, as in Javion's case, they immediately started tampering with the evidence. There was a quick, once again, investigation. And by the end of that day, they gave the preliminary investigation. But also 5 days later, on October the 3rd, they gave the investigation that, or the inclination that they have came to the determination that the young lady did it to herself. Now, apparently, once again, these articles are from last year. As of today, there are no current articles, just like there is in Javion and many of the other cases we've been exploring. There seems to be an initial outcry, initial push by the family, an initial push by social activists, and then the case disappears, just like this. Once again, I've just found out about this, a few weeks back when somebody sent it to me, but I just got time to dive into it today. But there are other red flags. There was a text on Yola or Yo-Yo's phone that said that she was with somebody that she described as creepy. Now, we all know what that means. And also, several witnesses in the area said that they heard a woman making a lot of noise that night. And just by that fact, the investigators should be questioning people instead of immediately jumping to the fact that this lady did this to herself. Now, what's most dangerous, what's most insulting, as the sister mentioned in one article, that they're trying to paint this narrative of her sister as as she is not. Now, other articles that you can see here, immediately, once again, they start pressing the mental health S-word narrative. Even the clip that you saw at the beginning of this video, I cut the last part off because it gave the S-word prevention hotline. If you or anybody is experiencing this, that, and the other, please, call this hotline. And so they are automatically, once again, that is the dangerous part of media, because they can disregard all of these other things that lead to believe to foul play. And then they will continuously impress that narrative, that notion, that belief that, this could have been a situation where the young lady took her own life. But the family, once again, is not believing that. There has been, once again, no urgency or no compassion or no, following other leads by this Orlando Police Department, which leads me to think that somehow the police are involved. Somehow the police know these things and the perpetrators of these things, and maybe even be involved in these things, because there's no way that these things keep happening all across the nation, and black people are just hanging themselves from trees. Now, once again, it's been well documented that we don't do that now, especially women. They say when women do unalive themselves, they use pills. And so there's this narrative, this mental health narrative, that black people have just gone crazy. We can't handle the life after all that's been done to black people in this country, and we just got to end it all by methods that people used to terrorize us in the past. MIMS. Make it make sense. So you guys, if you guys want to call down there to the Orlando Police Department and put some pressure on them, because that's normally what is needed. Her name is Yola Lubrin. Yola Lubrin, 30-year-old Yola Lubrin, who was once again found in a backyard of a stranger's house. Like the family said that she had no relationship to that residence. So there would be no reason why she was there. She had to be put there. And like I said, the fact that her windows were smashed out of her car, things were strewn all about, the car and where the car was. That is a no-brainer that you should be looking for somebody else who did this to the young lady. But nevertheless, when it's a black death, it's quickly ruled and not investigated as it would be if it were someone else. But nevertheless, we're going to stay vigilant. Ephesians 5:11, take no thought in the works of darkness, rather expose them, because it is a shame to even speak of what they do in secret. But peace and love. Y'all have a blessed day. 919-587-7782.
From local stories to Wayne County news, get ready to dive into everything happening in North Carolina with Taylor House Publishing. Got a story to share? Shoot us an email at taylorpublishinghouse@gmail.com. If you're looking to publish your book or need some top-notch mentorship, we've got your back. Join the excitement with the one and only Richard Taylor, right here at Taylor House Publishing. Speak with Richard directly at 919-587-7782. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and invite your family and friends to watch.
From Wayne County to the Carolina coast, Taylor House brings the news you love most. Tune in on YouTube, don't miss a beat. Local stories that keep you on your feet.
Taylor House, we got the scoop.
Taylor House Publishing.